And that was just like, ah, yeah.
See, and that's the thing is I want to see, like, I think, and this is less of a question and more of just like a general statement, but it would be neat to see, like, a Catwoman in a scenario where she didn't have to be sexualized to have power. But at the same time, you totally kind of see that with, and this kind of leads into my next question, her weapons. I mean, she has her big long whip, her cat of nine tails. She has her nails. That's like
I love the nails. I love
you know,
it.
even though I'm male, obviously, like anytime I see like Sabretooth or anything like that, where someone has like nails, or even what is her name? Is it X2?
X-23
or X-23, where they like it's so cool.
I
she
love
has
that.
those like she kind of has that aspect to her, and that it's another part of the Arkham City game that I thought they just nailed. You got to play as the character, and she was just so quick. She wasn't as strong as Batman, obviously,
but she makes up for it with her speed.
She makes up for it with her speed and how she's able to just like and pounce and stuff like that. I guess what even though she's not a superhero, what is one of your favorite of Catwoman's abilities or weapons?
I love her whip. I love her claws, and again, this depends on your version that you're reading or watching. Like in the Catwoman movie, whenever they do that whole thing where the cat breathes into her and gives her like cat abilities, I hate that.
Yeah,
but I love the idea of her training herself, kind of like what is it, like Chinese martial arts, like doing the tiger and the mantis and the monkey, kind of teaching herself to move like a cat.
Like a cat.
I love the idea of that.
Well, and cats are so silent and stealthy, and like you can never sneak up on a cat. It's like that's it almost adds a neat aspect to her character and her alter ego. Cool. Next question.
All right.
Pretty easy one. Catwoman, Selena Kyle, or Talia al Ghul? And look at it from like look at it from like a Bruce Wayne perspective.
Oh, you mean if I were Bruce Wayne, who would I pick?
I mean, you have kids with both of them. You have Huntress, and then you have Damian. So,
shoot. Well, I like my son better, to be honest. Damian is just like a little brat that I hated at first, but now I personally love.
He's my least favorite Robin.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah. Well, but to each his own.
Yeah.
Or her own.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know how biased I am, but I still would pick Catwoman. Because Talia, it just seems like it would never ever work. Ever. And he even says that, like, Talia, it's not going to work. She's like, but you do realize that if you marry me, you can become the leader of the League of Assassins. He's like, yeah, I'm not about that.
Yeah, and, you know, immortality. Is that something Batman is truly after? And that's getting into a completely different discussion. But
I mean, she just has so many, so much of her father in her, I believe, that she's not quite redeemable, whereas Catwoman could be, as in like with the Huntress case, you know, she settled down. She trusted Bruce enough to reveal herself and change her ways, and you know, basically become his number one, or like his right hand woman, basically.
Sure. Now, sort of a different version of the same question: who would win in a fight, Catwoman or Talia al Ghul?
Oh goodness, I have to think about what all she can do. Talia.
Let's create a scenario for them, because like if Catwoman snuck up on Talia, I'm pretty sure Catwoman would have the upper hand.
Yeah.
And you know, if Talia al Ghul has the the entire League of Shadows behind her and
she's well trained and everything.
You know, and her dad and why am I blanking on the name of the
Lazarus Pit?
The Lazarus Pit. If she if she has access to the Lazarus Pit, you know, there's like, well, then she's immortal, you know, could kill her. But in just a straight fight where the two see each other on the street. There's no other interference, and the two are just like going at it. Like, who do you think wins? And we'll give Talia her sword, and we'll give Catwoman all of her extensions and stuff.
If the sword is all that Talia has, I would say that easily, perhaps if it's timed right, Catwoman uses her whip, knocks it out of her hand. They fight, they tussle, but, you know, Catwoman's got these claws, and she can easily just wring her neck with that. But Talia's skilled, and even if the sword doesn't, or does, get out of her hand, she can use hand-to-hand combat easily. In this case, I am actually going to have to give this one to Talia.
Wow. I mean, she's been training for quite a while, and I think Catwoman would definitely be the underdog in that fight. Cool.
Talia is ruthless, too, in a fight. She's ruthless. She doesn't care who she's fighting unless it's Batman.
Sure. Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. Yay or nay?
There were some parts of her that I liked, and some parts of her that I just didn't see Catwoman. I just saw Anne Hathaway as Catwoman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, well, and that's kind of going with the whole Dark Knight Rises kind of being thrown together because they were missing one of the obvious crucial elements who sort of died.
Yeah.
But at the same time, back to Catwoman. Phenomenal hero, phenomenal anti-hero. I still think today...
I definitely classify her as an anti-hero.
She really only cares about diamonds, and the only person who can sort of get in the way of that and, I guess, sort of mess with her alignment is Batman. And I think that's her only true connection to heroism.
And that's made her like an awesome, very well-developed character, is her back and forth with him.
Okay.
I think.
Who do you think is Catwoman's worst enemy?
Ooh. If I had to really think about it, it's either Batman himself, or maybe it's Ivy.
Ivy. I would believe Ivy. Let's say she has Ivy in a position where she could kill Ivy. And let's say there's something personal there. And it's her choice. And let's say Batman is not around to tell her, don't do it. What do you think Catwoman's going to do? Is she going to end it all there? Or do you think her anti-heroism or her heroism aspect is going to sort of save Ivy in that way? Or Batman's influence on her is going to save Ivy in that way?
I think it really depends. It all depends on how far she's willing to go at that moment. Again, like when you are in the heat of a battle and you're like going full force and your adrenaline is pumping, sometimes you don't think straight.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, in the blink of an eye, yeah, she would do it, absolutely. Now, if she had to take her time, then maybe Batman's voice in her head would be saying, "Don't do it." But in the heat of a moment, I think she has the potential to do it, yes.
Okay, last question.
All right.
Are you ready? It's a pretty simple one.
All right, cool.
Okay. Batman, you're Catwoman in this scenario.
Okay, cool. I like that.
A life, a happy life, a fulfilling life, where you still get to be Catwoman, and you still get to be with Batman, and Batman's still Batman, obviously, with Batman forever. Or the biggest score of her life. So, like, the most precious diamond,
Gotcha.
or insurmountable wealth.
She would choose him in a heartbeat. In several ways, she has kind of had this inner monologue where she's like, if he would just freaking stop for a minute and just talk to me like a normal person and we could just sit things out, then yeah, I would spend forever with him, but he won't do that. Basically, it's up to him. I think it's not up to her, it's up to him. Because if he just took off his mask, and in some cases he has, and just been like, all right, I'm going to lay it all on line. I want to marry you. I want to be with you. I want to just like have a family with you. I'm Bruce Wayne. I can provide for you. She'd be like, heck yeah. Okay, yeah, absolutely, yeah. But since she knows that her chances of that are very slim, it's not going to happen.
Well, and I think any person who aligns themselves with a hero, especially with a hero like Batman, who has a whole a circus full of villains who want to hurt him and everyone else around him.
Yeah.
That sort of puts her in a lot of danger, but it's a
She's
danger that I think
she's
she's ready for.
She's already made like a ton of enemies though.
Sure. Awesome. Well, great. Those are my questions for you regarding Catwoman.
And those
I think
are my
you answered them
answers.
wonderfully. Do you have any questions for me regarding Catwoman?
Of your favorite, I don't know, there are like a lot of female heroes in the DC universe. Who is your favorite? Is it Catwoman?
My favorite...
DC female. In the entire...
DC female? Oh!
Sprung a surprise.
You know, since I'm on the spot and since it's all, you know, I mean, this merits quite a discussion because, good Lord, you have so many good choices.
Yeah,
there's even a very... I think Barbara Gordon is like in the top 5 of my list just because of what she's been through.
She just has to be done right, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. Poison Ivy, Wonder Woman. I'm just going through all of these like...
Another personal favorite of mine besides Catwoman is Zatanna. I love Zatanna.
Zatanna.
If you guys haven't checked out my review for Justice League Dark, you know I love her a lot.
Oh. Well, I'm just gonna have to say Catwoman since that's the theme of the episode.
All right.
And I would say even without this being the theme of the episode, she's definitely my top 5.
Yeah.
Just because of how you wouldn't think Batman, a villain for a bat would be like a cat, but like just her execution, the execution in her like superpower and her lack of superpowers, and she almost is the female Batman. She has something she really wants. She's going to go to Illylink to get it, and she sort of uses her persona to like make her ability work. You know what I love the way she moves. I love how she employed like fighting like a cat, and how she's very stealthy and quick, and I love all of it.
Yep,
So
I love it.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of Heroes 101. It's been a long time since we've had one. Wait. Pick one. There we go.
Yes.
It's been a long time since we've had an episode. Hopefully I can do more. But in that case, we're going to leave you guys. Say meow. Meow.